Here.
Small. Here. Shide.
Here.
Here.
I'm going to rise for the pledge, and after the pledge, I'd like everyone to remain standing for a few moments of silent prayer for Charlie Elderbrock from the Times, who was our longtime reporter here. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes.
From the council meeting held February 5th, 2025, be approved and placed on file and later reading with the minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Something in particular I would like to call the council and the attendees' attention to is I asked at the last meeting how 200 Riverfront Drive was going and asked if there was a phase 1 done on 200 Riverfront Drive. The city engineer stated that we have a no further remediation letter from the EPA, and I would just ask that everybody be aware of that before we vote on the minutes. And thank you.
Clerk will read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky.
Aye.
Small. Aye. Shide.
Aye.
Buckingham.
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck.
Aye. Anyone wishing to appear before the council? Pete?
I'm representing here and again, -4.5 out of Ottawa. Art Fulton replied to us to do an event on Memorial Day weekend. Didn't he talk to you, Jim, or something like that?
Who?
Well, Art Fulton, he's for veterans. He was art veterans. I was told that somebody wanted to do something Memorial Day weekend down on the wall, and event. And I was just, maybe it's miscommunication, but we had a meeting Monday night in our radio station here again about we need more information, what you need from us to put on this Memorial Day event. I got an event, it's the day after Memorial Day, May 27th, with a rolling.
Pete, I'm not sure where you were getting your information from, because the first I heard of it was when you were telling me that you were gonna get a band or something down there. Nobody else is talking about it.
Somebody called Art Fulton, who was very involved with the LaSalle County Veterans Association. Wanted to have some kind of event for this Memorial Day. Now, my event is day after Memorial Day, when we have the Sandbox Tour coming from Washington, D.C. to Marseilles. That event, we're planning on having that event and everything too.
So, I don't know. I know a couple Fulton Evitches, but they're over in Tonica. Why would they?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, if he wants to do something over here, he should be talking to the Legion or somebody up there first, not just.
Talking to who?
I talked to the Legion if he wants to do something for the veterans. That's what I started.
Yeah, but wouldn't the Legion have to go through the city too?
Well, eventually somebody's gonna have to come to the city, but the city doesn't set up events down there.
Dan Jackson.
Dan Jackson.
Dan Jackson
Yeah,
coordinates
yeah,
events
yeah.
at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dan Jackson, I know Dan Jackson.
Yep.
Okay, I know, okay.
And he is both a member of the Legion and the VFW here in Marseilles, and he coordinates the events down at the wall.
Well, according to our submission sheet on the Marseilles Millage Tribute Committee, form. We haven't got a submission for that event, so maybe you should start there first. Have them fill that out.
What's that?
Yep.
We have,
On
we
the
have.
form, and then
We
the
have
form gets Bucky, the mayor,
yeah. But,
Gordon, and then you pick like what time you're gonna be there, if you need PA, you know, or police escorts or anything like that.
Yeah.
It
But,
kinda organizes it.
But,
It's
well,
on my phone,
you know,
see if we got it.
I'm going up to, you know, I know Carla and all these other people,
Mhm.
Heidi Blue and all these other people that have the motorcycle run, okay? And, well, I'm not gonna say anything till after the March 8th meeting and everything about the city, of that event, both the 27th of May and that
We
event.
don't have a listing for any motorcycle event either. You were asking me the other day if they did that. Bobby just looked, we have nothing for
Yeah.
the weekend yet.
Right, no, we have nothing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's something,
Well, the important thing is, if you have an event down there, you don't wanna have the Jeep Club show
Right.
up and have a same time.
well, you know, I know this here, I'm a veteran too. And you must understand that these people are riding to see their names on the wall. They don't really like to have bands here, and they don't really like to have vendors and bands playing. It basically is this,
I mean,
Waving.
that's fine if they just wanna show up and see the names on the
Yeah,
wall,
that's-
but if there's
And that's
something
less
else, if there's something
expensive
else
than-
going on down there,
that's
they
less
can't get
expensive
upset.
than Marseilles too.
They can't, they can't get upset if there's something else going down there.
Yeah, I mean, that's, but you know, I'm going up May 8th, on March 8th, to the event Countryside, or they're kicking off the June 21st, ride, but, that's the impression that I got from them. And then that was the impression I got from 20 years ago. That's what their impression was from over the 20 years ago, was basically the great people of Marseilles waving at the motorcycle. Listen, I'm a veteran. You don't know what that means to go down and see your friends on the wall,
Thank you for your
down under
service.
that wall.
All right,
So-
Pete, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
move
you.
on.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Brad Swanson, 1180 Union.
Step up here to the podium, please.
Just have something real quick. It's really simple.
We hope.
I just wanna see what it'll take to get, a childrenette place down on Union Street.
Shouldn't be any problem. Three commissioners can tell his trainer.
Yeah, we talked to the police, Bob Hornbeck, my neighbor,
Yeah,
and 1180.
1100 block.
Yeah, both sides of the road, probably.
That shouldn't be any problem, Brad. Thank
That's
you.
it, thank you.
Okay. I made a note too. I'll see trainer tomorrow probably. Anybody else? Okay, we'll go on Commissioner Kaminsky, bi-monthly expense report.
Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky, the accounts payable for the first half of February in the amount of $100,967.26 be approved, and the warrant be drawn on the city treasury for the several amounts.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Yes. Do we have a move-in date yet for 200 Riverfront? We do not. Has the city of Marseilles spent any money in environmental remediation for 200 Riverfront since obtaining the property in November of 2023?
No.
Are you aware that on October 3rd, 2023, a site evaluation was done by the IEPA that found it not in compliance with a letter of no further remediation?
No.
Okay, that
What's
is
it not in compliance with?
right there. It has to do with the asphalt barrier. And here is a letter from the IEPA, August 9th, 2024. Here's a site evaluation. October 3rd, 2023, based on the NFR letter of 2006, right there and right there. I obtained this information through public documents, IEPA Document Explorer, and I feel that it's not great that you're finding out about this for the first time. Thank you.
So besides routine bills, Benning Mid-South Chemicals, we spent $6,700. And Chemicals, Chicago Communications, installing motor oil redundancy radios for the police department and fire department, that was $31,517. Engineering this month was $11,586. We paid off this Bobcat at OSB Community Bank, was $12,000, so now we own the Bobcat 100%.
And there's a picture.
Any questions?
Also, did we engage in any legal or engineering expenses for a proposed project south of the river during 2023 without mine and Commissioner Buckingham's knowledge?
What's that have to do with accounts payable?
Well, because it would have been accounts payable, we would have spent money on engineering and legal.
We're talking about the.
And we had voted. Okay, well, good enough, but that should not have been done. If I'm voting right now on accounts payable, and I did not get complete information on past accounts payable, and I want to know if that's still going on.
I'm not aware of us paying for anything personally, but
Okay.
if you have something to the contrary.
I have 66 pages of documentation of engineering and legal activity for which I'm sure we were billed. But that's all. Thank you.
We finally have the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky?
Aye.
Small?
Right there.
Shive?
No.
Buckingham?
Aye.
Mayor
This is
Hall?
not the site.
It most certainly is.
No, it's not. Give me that.
Right there. To the Riverfront LLC right there. Black and white.
The picture is not the site.
Bi-weekly payroll.
Yes. Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky, the payroll for the first half of February in the amount of $86,229.45 be approved, and a warrant be drawn on the city treasurer for the several amounts.
Do I have a second? Any discussion?
Not crazy overtime, but, wait for the snow to hit. It's warming up this weekend, so police department's doing pretty good too, overtime, part-time work.
Clerk, read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky?
Aye.
Small? Aye. Shive?
No.
Buckingham?
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck?
Aye. Number 3.
Moved by Commissioner Kaminsky, the financial audit proposal from Hopkins and Associates in the amount of $20,900 be approved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Now, this is for next year's audit, right?
It'll be for this May. They'll do it this May for the last fiscal year.
Correct. Audit for this May for our last fiscal year.
Where have we been with these guys for 7 years?
Well, since Ron fell and slowed down.
We saw, the county uses these guys too, really good auditing firm.
Clerk, read the roll.
Commissioner Kaminsky?
Aye.
Small? Aye. Shive?
No.
Buckingham?
Aye.
Mayor Hollenbeck?
Aye. Commissioner Small.
I just wanted to thank people for doing a good job on parking on the snow routes for the last couple snowstorms, and for reaching out to the PD with some of the issues they had pertaining to, animals being left out in inclement weather. I also just kind of wanted to give everyone a little bit of an update now that the weather's warming up. We do have a couple of nuisance properties which have, been an eyesore for quite a while, and some of the owners that have not initially been contacted regarding these issues will be getting contact letters sent to them, letting them know that we will be assessing their properties to make sure that they're being cleaned up. And some of the ones that have been continually being nuisance property situations, we will be hitting them a little bit harder from a legal standpoint to try to get them to take the initiative to clean up their properties. It is obviously a safety concern for neighbors and or just the community as a whole, and it's sometimes costly to pursue these things, but we really want to get these issues taken care of and addressed, and it has been touched on. It just, for people that don't understand, it is an extremely lengthy court process to pursue these things, and unfortunately, when we have some people who are repeat offenders, we do go the legal route, and then they will pay the fines, and then it almost starts the process over again. So I know there's people that have some concerns that have been vocalized online or just through the grapevine about some of these properties that have been a constant eyesore in the town, and I would like them to know that they are being aggressively handled and addressed. It just is a lengthy process, but if there are other issues that people do see pertaining to some of these properties, I encourage them to reach out to myself and or to the police department. If there's something we might not have seen or an oversight, we definitely want to adjust it to keep our neighborhoods clean and rodent free and just safety and just to also put it bluntly, some of the eyesores as well. So that's pretty much that. And again, I am sending my condolences to Charlie and his family. He was a wonderful man and he will be missed.
Okay. Commissioner Shy.
I think that we paid $1.35 million for a building with no environmental contamination was not great. That's all I have to say.
Agreed.
That's all I have to say. I'm hoping.
It's not the site.
I'm hoping the.
It's not even addressed to the city.
You are aware.
I am aware.
You are aware that there is no contamination at that site.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and we paid $1.35 million for a site that we knew to be contaminated. That was not acceptable. I've known about this for 2 weeks. That was unacceptable. That's all I have to say.
The only contaminated place on there is the asphalt pad. It's not disturbed.
Don't you think?
It's right there on the drawing.
Don't you think the 2013 flood could have had an environmental impact such that we should have had a look at it before
There's
buying the
no
building?
rocks on it.
I was.
Why is this, never mind, I'm not gonna talk to you about it.
That'd be fine. I think that paying $1.35 million for a site that we knew to be contaminated, even if that contaminated was limited,
I don't.
with a catastrophe such that 2013 was a flood, I think that at minimum, a commercial buyer with a commercial loan would have had to do a phase 1 environmental study. The city did not with GO bonds. Okay, that has been, that is standard operating procedure right now.
What's your recourse? What's your goal?
What's your goal?
My goal right now is that I want to protect people from any environmental damage that could possibly jeopardize them such that I would not be held accountable as somebody who was sitting on this board when this information should have been made available to me and was not. No different than the project south of the river. People are asking me how we didn't say anything about it when we were left in the dark because I didn't know either. And I have 66 pages to prove that I didn't know either. And I am very offended by being asked to vote on a council